So yeah, like I said, man, baby girl, I'm a mental keeper. You know what I mean? You're a strong-minded girl. There's something about your pretty toes. I ain't gonna lie, like it just go to my head for some strange reason. Really, I don't know if it's because you're older. Or your generosity, what I would like to say. You can run laps in my mind anytime, baby. If the phone's tapped, I ain't trying to close my eyes, you know what I mean? Yeah, I seen this police officer today, and I just said to myself, like, I just thought to myself, like, it was about money for me. Like, that was like my art of seduction. It was like, I thought to myself, like, you gotta hit it, because if not, then throwback jerseys will never come back out, or whatever. That's just how I felt. It was like that strong of a feeling. And I love white girls because it's your heart speak like for itself, and in a way that you can hear like it teardrop in its own type of camouflage type of way. But how I look at life is, I relive, like, my reality is like very, like, it's cheap. Like, it don't have like an expensive taste to it. Like, it don't have to sit on the couch and watch TV. My reality is like working. And right now I'm about to start a business. I'm tired of like working. I'm ready to start a business. I'm ready to start a family. I'm ready to have a girl. I'm ready to have a street moms or whatever. I'm ready to move on from chasing working and stuff like that. I'm trying to chase this money. I'm trying to chase my dream. I'm trying to chase them panties. I'm trying to chase like control your own destiny, like, or somebody else will. Like, if somebody control your emotions, they control your attitude. If somebody control your attitude, they control your actions. If somebody control your actions, they control your destiny, or whatever. So I'm trying to control my destiny, and my destiny has always been a girl. My destiny is not to come outside and start working. You know what I'm saying? That's not really my destiny. You feel me? But I think I'm gonna stay faithful to my street lines. But it's the thought that count or whatever. And, if she ever cheat, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going tonight. um, yeah, though, man. I want to give a shout out to the music industry, man. Y'all been building, you know. I done caught these little cases, and y'all held it down, or whatever. So, I want to tilt my hat to all the kings, all the queens. Me, I don't have a wife today. I don't have a girl today, so I'm a soldier today. But I'm still building. I'm still climbing. I'm still climbing to the top. Back to this championship life, though. The last championship, we had ended up losing, and I want to keep it sports because I don't want to come off as this drug dealing type of guy, or I want to come off like I'm about my actions. My actions is 10 years in the game. I played football for 10 years straight. That's how I like to keep that's how I like to stay organized. Like, one thing about this game is, if you ever watch mob boss stories and things of that nature, one thing about this game is you gotta be born into this life if you plan on being rich. I was born into this life. I was born a football player. You can never be rich if you never came from an organized type of system. When I was playing sports, it was always organized. When you look at mob bosses and things of that nature, it was organized crime. Don't look at me as an organized type of crime. I don't even know. Like, when you look at mob bosses and cartels and things of that nature and stuff like that, they's not even selling drugs. They not even into like killings or weaponry. They organized though, or whatever. So when people say, oh man, you from the streets and things of that nature, how you gonna look at me like I'm from the streets and I wasn't even organized? When I was in the streets, I was playing football, organized football, for 10 years. How can you really say that I was involved in the organized crime? You know what I'm saying? Or how can you look at me like I was once a career criminal or whatever, when I haven't even had 10 years on the streets in the last 20, 30 years? You know what I'm saying? That don't even make logical sense. So all I'm saying is, for you to make it in any type of level, when it comes to money, you're going to have to be organized. So that's what I'm trying to do today. So check my story out, you know what I mean? Check it to math with me. You know what I'm saying? Don't bird bath with me, math with me. You know what I'm saying? Back to the championship life, though. I remember when I first met this kid. This kid was one of the best quarterbacks I ever seen play the game. And he didn't make it to the NFL. Matter of fact, I just seen him not too long ago. And I think he fell in love with one of my girlfriends, one of my first crushes, or whatever. I remember when I first met him and shit like that, we was at the stadium. He came up to me out of nowhere. He was like, yo, if I get to the sideline, I'm gone, or whatever. This when I had to be like 7, 8 years old, or whatever. And I remember that's exactly what he did. He got to the sideline. That's exactly what he did. He got to the sideline and the man really just like smoked me or whatever. Years later, we ended up playing like a championship game against these boys. It was a night game. And he dropped back. He dropped back, but he had rolled like to his left or whatever. So when you play in football, they always teach you. I was playing linebacker. They always teach you when somebody drop back, you gotta drop back also, or whatever. But when I dropped back, I was just sitting there. So I was like, no, I can't sit here. I dropped back almost 5 to 10 yards. I'm like, man, I can't just sit here. So I ran in after him. He was like 10 yards back. He was one of those type of quarterbacks, roll back 10 yards. I caught him right on the sideline. Caught him. Boom. Broke my shoulder. Caught him. Broke my shoulder. Yo, I broke my shoulder, man. I was crying. I went to the sideline crying. Dogs, it really, really hurted. So then, like 2, 3 plays later, he ended up throwing a bomb. Shit like that. And I was just watching the ball in the air. And I'm watching my man. He got his back turned going like this towards him. Shit like that. And the kid just caught the ball in the end zone. I was so mad. I was going to run up to him and say, like, why would you have your back turned to somebody going like this? I was that mad at him. I was so mad and stuff like that that I just walked away and shit like that. And so we ended up getting the ball again or whatever. I was playing quarterback. I was the smallest quarterback because that was my first year out on that weight class. And we ran it all the way up to like the 20-yard line or whatever. And my man, like the star wide receiver, he ended up getting kicked out the game. Right before the game or whatever, we all jumping up. We all huddled up, jumping up, shit like that. He ended up tear-dropping, really, right there on the spot. He's like, man, I'm ready, bruh. We was all jumping up. You know how boys get ready for the game. And we all jumping up, and he just teardropped right there. So next thing you know, he was kicked out the game. He ended up getting kicked out the game. And we ran it up to like the 20-yard line. He was out the game at that time. And then next thing you know, there was 1 play left. Next thing you know, I got sacked. Game over. That was the end. Looky here, holler at me when you get a chance.